So I don't know what the hell's going on now. That was another shot just now.
Just now?
Yeah.
So that was around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Again, that suspect is in custody, no longer shooting. No one is in any danger. Thankfully, everyone in her office building was safe. She says the communication was clear. They knew they needed to shelter in place. They couldn't move. But just about 5 minutes ago, she says she hadn't yet heard from the building that they were clear. So a lot of people in those offices right now are still sheltering in place. They're still locked inside their office buildings, waiting for instructions to hear what they should do next. But she said it was terrifying this afternoon, listening to those shots, hearing that man screaming, not knowing what was going to happen next. So Faith and Jennifer, a really terrifying afternoon in Midtown.
Just chilling details coming from that witness. Caitlin, thank you so much. And the timeline really adding up here around that 3 to 4 o'clock hour, Jennifer, when we came on air, Cody got to the scene. During his live report, you could hear pop, 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 pause for a couple of minutes. Then another set, just rapid gunfire coming from what we believe was both the suspected gunman as well as SWAT on the ground. This coming down, like she said, around 1:30 to the suspect being apprehended at 4:30. So about a 3-hour time window there as well.
Yeah, this unfolding for quite some time. We want to get back out to Cody Alcorn now, out there on the scene. Cody, what can you tell us as we wait for more information from Atlanta police?
Well, I can tell you the mayor just arrived on the scene here in the last 10 minutes, so he is here being briefed by Atlanta Police Command staff. We are waiting on the chief to be here as well. We are expecting this news conference to be with the mayor and the chief. We did see that ambulance, who we are being told from the ground, from sources, was the suspect. He was taken out of here on a Grady ambulance, being escorted by APD to the hospital, where he will remain in custody until he is transported to the jail, where he will be officially booked. But likely they have a lot of questions for him if he will talk about what led us to this Four Seasons residence here and why these shots were fired. To give you a little background here, just so you know that this happened, we are told, above the 30th floor, because what I am told is that the Four Seasons residents start on the 31st floor. There are 91 residential units in this building. So it's not only just a hotel, but it is also residences. So what we believe, and what initially was put out as an alert to Midtown residents, that this was happening in the 32nd to 33rd floor. Now, this alert went out earlier today of a barricaded gunman having some type of mental episode. And again, originally we heard on the 33rd floor of the residence side. We don't exactly know what led to this. You heard Caitlin talking to a witness there. We have gotten those pictures showing this guy wearing some type of mask. I have pictures from people on the other side of the Four Seasons showing him throwing objects out of the balcony. We saw some type of bench being thrown over the balcony, some other objects. We believe that's where the shots were fired. And what we don't know exactly, though, is what led up to all of this. We're working to get video of the actual takedown. A witness who was working on the 25th floor from an adjacent building said they saw SWAT go in. They were wearing green uniforms, they described them as, and they said that the suspect basically went with no resistance at that point, which makes us believe that he likely ran out of ammo or just gave up, knowing he was surrounded. When I got down here just before 4 o'clock, I saw a sniper entering the building at 22 squared over here, going up to the 30th floor to try to counter this suspect. But I'll tell you, from being here, it's the closest I have been to a shootout of this type since I've been in this field for nearly 19 years, especially coming overhead where we could not see what was going. When I got here, to put it in perspective, this was just a standoff. But within 10 minutes of arriving here, right in front of 1180 Peachtree on 14th Street at Crescent Avenue, I heard those shots, and APD told us to get behind a wall. And that's when you heard those pop, 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 nonstop. I know at least 30 to 40 shots were fired in at least the 20 minutes I was here listening as we were live before the 4 o'clock news. All of those stopped around, I would say, 4:15, and then we know the suspect was taken into custody sometime just before 5 o'clock this afternoon. I believe you guys saw some video of who we believe is that gunman, alleged gunman, being rolled into the ambulance, and like I said, he has been brought out of this crime scene. We also saw a second ambulance leaving here, being followed by a truck, which we believe was a SWAT truck. I heard Ron saying it appeared maybe one of the SWAT officers suffered some type of injury. So hopefully during this news conference, we'll get an update on this suspect, also on if any officers were severely injured, and of course, were there any other victims that led up to this, and what in the world led this man to carry all of this out here in Midtown on the 30th floor of the Four Seasons. So we are expecting this news conference to start maybe in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Of course, we're at the mercy of APD. The mayor getting a briefing right now. And I can now tell you the chief is on scene. So him and the mayor are together. We expect them to walk over here. So I'm going to jump off of here, get the mic on the podium, and we should be having a news conference with an update here, I would imagine, before 5:30.